Hello again, everyone. Dr. Dan Bachman here. I'm realizing it feels like it's been a while since I've given an update on my cancer issue, so I figured I'd check in with you guys, friends, family, and people across the world. Man, let me just say right now, first of all, everything's going fantastic, and I just want to say how pretty much overwhelmed I am by all the wonder, just overflowing of well wishes and prayers from people all over the world. I mean, other countries and people going through similar things as me, and folks who know, family members or friends who are going through cancer at various stages. Man, it just gets my heart every time I read your comments. So thank you. You are appreciated. Just want you guys to know. So okay, I got a little emotional there. Sorry. But I love you all, and I send you all my strongest well wishes. If you're going through this yourself, know that you got a friend in me. So thank you, and I'm doing my best to respond to everybody, but the comments are just too much on the videos. So if I missed yours, just understand I appreciate you, and I thank you for following, and I send you all of my best love and good mojo and prayers. So here's the good news. I just finished round 5 of chemo, and these last 2 rounds have had a new med in there as well. Can't remember the name of it, but I can say that it leaves me feeling kind of weird and spacey for about 4 or 5 days. And I have my chemo every 2 weeks, so I go in for a 5-hour transfusion. They're basically prep meds, which I've mentioned before, but it's a bunch of different things: anti-nausea, some steroids, some other stuff, and then I do 2 days wearing the little fanny pack that runs to my port in my chest, and then I get it taken off on the 2nd day. So really, it's not a bad schedule. It's about 3 days every 2 weeks is when I'm on the chemo, and then it feels, I start feeling more normal after. But we did a follow-up round of CT scans. We did chest, abdomen, pelvis. So follow-ups to compare to my previous scans when I first was diagnosed. So what we're looking for is, are the tumors shrinking? And the answer is yes, we have shrinkage. So shrinkage may not be a good term most of the time, but boy, is it ever now. And not just a lot of shrinkage. So all of my tumors, and I've got a big colorectal primary tumor, which is about 5 or 6 inches by, 4 inches or something like that, in the rectum. And then I also had 5 tumors in my liver and 5 across both lungs. They're also tracking a couple other spots that they're not sure are cancer, but they're tracking them too. So here's the verdict: 30 to 50% reduction in the size of all my tumors. So in fact, so that's huge. That's after only 2 months of chemo. So when my oncologist walked in to my appointment last week, her mouth was hanging open. She like smaller. She was reading from my CT report. Smaller. So 30 to 50% reduction. In fact, my main tumor that caused all this, the colorectal one, the radiologist said something, I'm going to try to quote him here, but he said something like, the tumor's getting hard to measure because we can't see the edges of it anymore. So my oncologist said, it means it's just kind of melting away, and so it's turning into a shapeless blob without sharp borders on it, like a normal healthy for a cancer tumor. A normal healthy cancer tumor is a lot easier to see than what we're seeing. It's just kind of fading. So fantastic news, obviously. Now, this is what I had suspected, but I don't know. I was just a little more anxious going into this appointment than any of the other ones. I don't know why. But anyway, needless to say, I felt way more at ease and reassured after that visit. So let's see, I just went for a 2.5 mile hike today, did some good hill climbing, got out in the sun. Good to feel the blood pumping and getting a little out of breath. Been going to the gym a couple times a week and gradually adding more weight in my resistance training. So working a full schedule. I have this today is Saturday, and a typical Monday for me. This Monday I have 5 new patients, so I have a real busy schedule, just the way I like it. But able to work through all this so far. And so here's the updated plan. So my oncologist said, we're going to do, since chemo's working so well, let's do it another 4 rounds, which would be about 2 more months. So a little less than that now, a little bit less than 2 months. We'll do another round of scans and see if we see more shrinkage still. Now what she tells me is that the effects of chemotherapy tend to kind of taper off over time. Meaning we're getting a ton of results right now. We don't know if and when those results will start to fade, meaning the effect of each round of chemo gives us less and less benefit. But I'm guessing if and when we start to see that is when we might consider surgery, like the bowel resection, to take out the big one and then reattach that end. At which point I would then have an ileostomy, which is a diversion of my normal, length of GI tubing. My intestines, we're taking off a section of the intestine and reattaching the end. And until that heals, the new attachment site, we divert the food that would normally go through there into a bag. I think I remember that she said that was going to be something like a 3-week recovery or something, and then I would have the bag taken off, and then we'd just send everything through its normal route. So, man, couldn't be happier. Couldn't have expected better results than this. Honestly, I mean, I'd say probably the reason I've forgotten to check in with everyone is simply because I feel so much more normal. I've had 0 pain, 0 bleeding, bowel movements way more normal and easy and short and fewer in number. I sleep through most nights without having to get up for a bathroom trip at all. And just as a reminder, my symptoms not that long ago were I would get up every hour and a half to 2 hours. And just because I was in bed did not mean I was sleeping. So I had a ton of pain. I mean, as recently as 3-4 months ago, I have a ton of pain at night. I am using marijuana to help me sleep because just for some of the times though, because of the steroids they have me taking for nausea, I'm kind of thinking about trying weaning off some of the nausea meds just to see if I actually need them. I have had almost 0 nausea so far. Now the other thing I've had is some kind of faint numbness in fingertips and maybe big toe. I do get, this is while I'm on the chemo, and also drinking cold liquids or holding cold things give me little zaps that are not pleasant. Not super painful, but it's just weird because you start dreading grabbing something out of the fridge or drinking something cold. It's the weirdest feeling. It feels like it has a different flavor, changes the flavor of things while I'm on the chemo. And it's not pleasant, and the texture feels wrong. It's kind of like even just drinking water might feel like I was drinking thin mud with grass clippings in it. It's the most bizarre thing. And again, once I get off the pump, I have the pump removed, then those symptoms start to fade away. Also the mouth ulcers, I do have some today. I've tried crunching ice chips on the recommendations of some of you guys. And boy, it's a bizarre feeling. It feels like if you've ever had the candy Pop Rocks before, it's the little crumbly candies, you throw them in your mouth and they little explosions in your mouth. That's what crunching ice feels like to me. It's the cold, just feels like an explosion of sensations in my mouth. It's not painful, but boy is it weird. So anyway, but I've heard that might help with those mouth ulcers. And those tend to fade away pretty quickly too. This is Saturday, so I got off the pump Thursday, so Friday, Saturday. So we're 2 days off the chemo, and they're already starting to fade a bit. And then I usually feel pretty normal by the next round of chemo. So anyway, that's my update. Again, I'll keep you guys posted with new stuff. But all my love and best wishes and prayers to all of you, and my sincere thanks for following me and saying the things that you do. I love you guys, and here's to hoping you all have a wonderful week. Bye-bye.